Most men lose their composure the moment they see a very beautiful woman. Their eyes change, their mind speeds up, and they stop observing. Instead of seeing what is actually in front of them, they begin reacting to their own desire. And that is exactly where they lose strength. Because when a man is ruled by beauty, before he understands who is standing in front of him, he stops seeing reality and starts seeing only what he wants. He talks too much, compliments too much, tries too hard to impress, and tries too hard to please. But the stoic man does the opposite. He does not deny beauty. He simply does not bow to it. He observes before he acts, reads before he imagines, and notices before he invests. That is why these 3 tricks are not only about understanding a woman, they are about stopping yourself from losing control over your own mind. But before we get into the first trick, understand this. If you want to become the kind of man who stays calm, acts with firmness, and does not lose himself in the presence of beauty, then this channel is for you. Because here, you do not learn how to chase. You learn how to become someone who is hard to shake. The first trick is this. Do not just watch her appearance. Watch her presence. There is a huge difference between a woman who is truly present and a woman who has simply grown used to receiving attention. Many men see a beautiful face, an attractive body, and a captivating vibe, and immediately build an entire story. In their head, they assume value, depth, and interest, without any real proof. But that is fantasy. A grounded man asks himself in silence, is she truly here? Or does she only know how to create an effect? Does she really listen? Or does she only expect to be admired? Beauty catches the eyes, but presence reveals far more. When you learn to read presence, you stop turning beauty into authority. The second trick is never to judge a woman based on what you wish were true, but on what she is actually giving you. This is where many men fall apart. They confuse politeness with interest, friendliness with openness, and a look with desire. Then they create an entire story in their mind. The stoic man does not do that. He watches reciprocity. Does she hold eye contact? Does she respond with real energy? Does she ask questions back? Does she make the interaction easier? An anxious man fills the empty spaces with hope. A lucid man accepts what is actually there. Real interest usually reduces doubt. It may be subtle, but there is usually some kind of exchange. If only you are investing, leading, and insisting, then there may be no real connection. There may only be one-sided desire. The third trick is the most important one. Before trying to read her, read yourself. Notice what her beauty is awakening inside you. Sometimes the problem is not her. It is your state. Are you calm? Or are you seeking validation? Are you present? Or are you trying to prove your worth? When a man becomes disorganized in the presence of beauty, the problem is not the woman. The problem is his lack of inner structure. That is why, before acting, you need to slow yourself down internally. Breathe. Watch the impulse. That kind of self-awareness gives power back to you. In the end, understanding a woman without being controlled by her beauty is not about being cold. It is about being clear. Watch presence, read reciprocity, and pay attention to what is happening inside yourself. Because the man who masters himself sees more clearly, and the man who sees more clearly chooses better. And if you realized that most men lose value precisely because they do not know how to control themselves. Then the next step is to keep training your mind. One video can open your eyes, but it is the repetition of these principles that changes your posture. So watch the next video on the channel and keep building that presence that does not beg for attention, does not panic, and does not fall apart because of any stimulus.